You know what? I was gonna come on here and really rant about how we just lost to the Portland Trailblazers, blowing a 25-point lead, and then we just lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Those are really bad basketball teams. But then, what's the reality? If you lose to the Trailblazers, if you lose to the Thunder, I'm not taking any credit away from them. They won fair and square. They're competitive teams. They have fought really hard throughout the season. The Knicks are bad. They're just bad. They're just extremely bad, and that starts with the head coach. Like, was he aware of how many timeouts we had at the end? Literally, he burnt all our timeouts. We weren't able to get off of a quality shot. No Cam Reddish again. This bland offense, like, oh my gosh, it's just so freaking frustrating because it's the same story every game. It's literally the same story every game. And let's be real with ourselves, though. If we won this game, it wasn't going to change anything. If we won this game, oh, it's going to be momentum. We beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I'm taking nothing away from them. Trey Mann played like an absolute stud. Josh Giddey played like an absolute stud. If you're a Thunder fan, be ecstatic because you're not expecting to win this season. You're a young basketball team. You just want to see progression. You just want to see your team fight hard and see your coach make adjustments. And the Thunder did that tonight. They didn't give up. Whenever it looked like the Knicks were building momentum, the Thunder just fought back. Derek Favors commanding the troops as a veteran. They just played very strong, like tough, hard nosed basketball. Ty Jerome hit big shots. Like you just really got to give credit to the Thunder team. Julius Randle, I was gonna come on here and give him a lot of credit, but this is just what Julius Randle is. He's gonna put up his stats, he's gonna put up his points, but he's just gonna continue to fold at the end of the game. Yes, he had a 30-point triple double, but he does the same thing. He just folds down the stretch of basketball games. It's just what he does. Tibbs doesn't put Randle in the position to be successful. He doesn't put everyone in the position to be successful. But it's the same damn turnovers. It's the same shit of him being double teamed and not recognizing when someone's open. There was like, and we did it again. Grimes, what did he do? He went off in the third quarter up against the Trailblazers. When I rewatched that game, we froze him out of the offense again because we can't read like when we're in a double team. We just can't read the floor under pressure. Randall just can't do that. Grimes is open a million times. I'm not saying he would have knocked them down, but this offense is just so shit. And hopefully this game sends a message that we're just not good. I'm not expecting Tibbs to be fired this season. I'm not. But you can't look at this game and defend Tibbs at all. This was one of his worst performances of the season. What's going on, guys? I appreciate you tuning in. James, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really, really appreciate it. You did not have to do that. It means the world. Thank you so much for your great amount of support. He says, Yo, Noah, I hope you're doing well. Cynical Knicks fans from Twitter here. Thanks for being you. Oh, no, thank you for so much for tuning into the content. And yeah, just thank you so much. Wait, I believe you're the one that you be posting those funny ass memes. I believe that's you. But yeah, shout out to you. I believe I DM'd you a couple times. Yeah, I hope all is well, even outside of the Knicks, because I feel like we talk about the Knicks so much, but our freaking lives outside of this is obviously more important, especially when the Knicks are freaking trash. But that means the world. Thank you so much. And yeah, I just try to be authentic. I just try to be real. A lot of people just say I'm a hater. A lot of people say I'm negative, but we're just not playing good. But obviously, a positive is Quentin Grimes. Obviously, a positive is Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson just gave us a huge spark. Hopefully, he is okay. Um, there's just always that scare with Mitchell Robinson when it comes to an injury, but just stealing the ball, having big time blocks, momentum changing plays. He was just a beast with his length, just utilizing his athleticism. But obviously, we've seen the story. Mitchell Robinson, he beats up on these like mediocre to just bad teams, and then he struggles up against the big time centers. He's had some games that he's been okay up against big time centers, but obviously that's a challenge. But he was a beast tonight. Like I'm not giving Mitch like obviously a huge contract. I am bringing him back, but there's always the concern with how he's going to be up against the big time competition and if he could stay healthy. But again, thank you so much, man. Let me read these comments and then we'll get even more into the game. But just like I want to see Cam Reddish. Like I'm not expecting Cam Reddish to be like some future superstar. I just want him to be a solid player, like that can contribute to this team, you know. But it's just like no RJ and Reddish only plays like 5 minutes. He barely played in that second half. He played like 2 minutes in that fourth quarter. I thought he was gonna close. Just Tibbs' rotations are awful. Like he just goes off of his script. He just goes off of what's written down on his paper. He doesn't make end game adjustments. Um, what's going on, Zev? Yeah, it's just I'm just sad at this point. I'm not even like I'm angry, but I'm not because it's just the same shit. Congrats on the win, Karam. You guys deserved it. Trey Mann was just cool as he was just cool under pressure. And Giddey had a big time turnover, but he overcame adversity. It's the same shit, man. It's the same shit, Kane. We are very bad, Drew. We are very bad. What's going on, Michael? And it sucks because Randle, I thought, played a good game. Like he was unselfish, he was pushing the pace, but to me, you didn't play a complete game if you didn't if you didn't do your best, or you could say you tried. Obviously, out there on the floor, I thought he played really hard. But if you're not winning, if you're not making those winning plays, which he didn't, like in my opinion, you didn't make, or you didn't have a good game. Jeez, can't speak English. Like he's just so bad down the stretch of games. I just don't understand it. Like he doesn't learn. Does he watch the tape? Like I'm so confused with Randall. It is just sad. Yeah, Avery. I'm not even hurt. Like we lost them. All right, so we lost the Magic twice. We lose to the Trailblazers. I know they beat the Lakers, but then we lose to the Thunder again. Sort of like second straight loss to the Thunder. They beat us last year as well. They just kind of have our not number. They just beat us. It's just bad. We lost to the Pelicans. It's not a good team. We beat the Warriors, but what's that sound like? That just sounds like a mediocre team. Like we're gonna have a surprising win, and then we're just not gonna build any momentum. That's what I talked about in our win against the Warriors. Like everyone was talking about how we're gonna turn the season around. Have we watched this team this season? This team doesn't know how to build momentum at all. There's no level of consistency. It is very embarrassing, Carl. Randall or Tibbs, Randall and Tibbs are made for each other's Valentine's Day. By the way, Obi and Cam played 8 minutes. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. What about the King? Oh, just the Tyrese Halliburton thing. Are you a Kings fan? I don't think we're gonna fire Tibbs, but I feel like, cause like I'm really like I mentioned this at the beginning of the live stream. But what was this win gonna do anyway? Like, yeah, if we won this game, what was this gonna do for our future schedule? We weren't building momentum off of beating the Thunder in overtime. Like, that's just me though. When you have Tibbs, he's not trying to tank. Well, Kevin, to answer your question, who wants Kemba? We should have just waived him. We should have just went with the youth movement. But Tibbs, he loves our guys. No one wanted Fournier's contract, even though Fournier's been playing well lately. I wouldn't have minded if we kept him. Burks is just I can't like Burks. He hit some big time shots, but he also forced shit at the basket. But Tibbs does not know how to draw up an offense at the end of games. It is so bad. Noel's just like Noel got free money. Yeah, Tibbs doesn't believe in tanking. This is just his game right now. Um, fire to more. I don't think Mark Jackson is going to get another head coaching job. It's outside of basketball. He knows basketball, but there's more outside of it. Um, Tibbs should go. I agree, but I don't think it'll be the season. We're playing good, but we can't finish. Well, in order to play good, you have to finish. To me, you're not playing good basketball if you don't know how to finish games. Like if the Knicks haven't figured out how to finish games at this point in the season, we're just not good. Because these aren't a bunch of young guys. This is Evan Fournier, who's been in the league for a good amount of time. Randall, who's been in the league for a good amount of time. Kemba. Like these aren't some young guys figuring out how to win. You had Fournier just like this team has such a low basketball IQ. Like to have veterans on this team, like kind of means nothing because their IQ is just bad out there. I'm not even depressed. I'm just like used to it. The defense, yes, it had like really bad moments, but the offense more than I thought the offense was just way more concerning than the freaking defense. The freaking offense is just pathetic. What's going on, Jay? How you doing? We shouldn't be in anyone. We're bad. We can't close out games. What's been a repeated pattern this season is that any game that closed minus Golden State was a loss 99% of the time. Well, when you have Randle, who's your number one option, who can't close out games, and is just, I hate to say it, he's just a choke artist, you're not going to win games when your number one option can't make the right plays at the end of games. He doesn't make the right play. It's not exactly. It's not surprising anymore. Um, James says, "How is Tom Thibodeau not ban Julius Randle from jump passing? Like, in all honesty, a good coach would do that. Not doing that is putting him in a position to fail. And it's not even just him. Like, we've seen like it rub off on other players. Like, we've seen Fournier do it at times. We've seen it from Kemba. And I'm just really starting to accept like Tibbs comes into situations like he did with the Timberwolves, like low expectations, like they're not expecting you to do a lot. So you're kind of like the underdog. So then you have this good season, successful season. Then when the pressure's on, like how are you going to be when teams make adjustments? And this is looking like the exact same Timberwolves situation, just not agreeing with the front office, just not on the same page. It's just a mess right now. Everything looks a lot better when you're winning. Or like Tibbs' ways, he looked like a genius with his ways when he's winning, but when you're losing, he looks like a damn moron. It's possible the way we're playing. Why so we can keep paying him, force him out in the off. I don't know what you're talking about, Joe. Hopefully it happens, Drew. Hopefully. So we can see Perks at point guard again. Yeah, I know the personnel's not meant for defense. Like I can defend Tibbs when it comes to Fournier on defense. Fournier's just straight up not a good defender. Same thing with Kemba Walker. But it goes into effort. There's not even consistent effort out there. And it's on Tibbs. Like Tibbs needs to make sure that these guys are ready like every game, and they're not consistently ready. I know these aren't like he can't control them like they're some robots, but he needs to have these guys consistently ready, and he hasn't, especially in third quarters. Like there's been obviously something's not going well in the third quarter. Obviously, you're not doing something right. Yeah, Giddey had a career high. I believe Giddey. You might have to fact check me on this, Karam, but last time I checked, Giddey's career high was like 21, or was it 23 entering this game? Would he finish with almost 30? And no disrespect to Giddey, I've made like a few videos on Giddey on this channel. I like Giddey's game a lot, but he's not a good 3-point shooter, and he made like 3 threes in this game. You even see from his like mechanics, like he has very clunky mechanics. Obviously, if it goes in, it doesn't matter. But coming into this game, shot like 70% at the free throw line, 24% from three. Um, like I was shocked when they took Giddey. Obviously, we knew Giddey was a talent, but I was surprised they took him over Kuminga. But yeah, Giddey's been really good. He has. Yeah, obviously he's a rookie. He's gonna learn. Like the players must be gassed. Tibbs hates playing the. Tibbs a moron. I don't even know what to say about Tibbs anymore. I was so wrong about Giddey. Might be a future All Star. I don't know. Yeah, Giddey was definitely hit or miss coming out of the draft. Like I remember making a video before he was drafted. You can go back on my channel. Like is Josh Giddey the next international star? But he just showed his full arsenal tonight. He just he just he just broke down the Knicks defense from start to finish. Like he played a full 48 minutes of basketball. I know he had that bad turnover, but he overcame adversity. But what's going on, Luca? Considering the context, this is what by far the most pathetic loss in 2 years. We are playing against one of the worst teams in the league without their best two players, and they missed 6 free throws straight. And to put on top of that, it's like this is supposed to be the season that the Knicks like are back. Like the honeymoon phase is over. We're supposed to actually be competitive. Like you have to put that on top of it because I don't consider like losses from the prior years really like embarrassing because we knew the Knicks were bad, but we're supposed to be good now. And this happens again. I'm not taking any credit away from the Thunder, but if you're trying to be a playoff team, if you're trying to be in the play-in, you can't have this happen. A depleted lottery team just again, like I didn't even mention this. No Shea either. No Shea. A depleted lottery team just handed us a game in a platter, and yeah, we're pathetic, man. When there are already so many poor performances from the players, I have no choice but to blame the coach. He doesn't know how to take advantage of their players to help them by creating plays. The offense is fucking terrible. It's so bad. Like, just he didn't do anything good tonight. There's just not one good thing you could say about Tibbs. At first, you're like, Reddish might be getting minutes. When he finished with like 8 minutes, like he played decent amount of time in that first half. Then he got like 3 minutes in the fourth. It's just bad. Yeah, Giddy, he's a likable player. Um, he we he we're not tanking. This is Tibbs. Tibbs doesn't tank. If we were tanking, we would have freaking just waived Kemba already, or we would have bought him out. We're not taking the Thunder lightly. You guys just like even you could be the biggest Thunder fan ever. You just know you just have to accept that like your team's rebuilding. You're not a good team yet. Like you're gonna be a good team in a few years, I believe that. But if you're the Knicks that are supposed to be competing for the playoffs, you can't be losing to the Thunder. ISO fourth quarter. Yeah, tell me about it. We moved the ball well. We had so many assists throughout this game, and then the fourth quarter comes around, just all that. Goodbye. See ya. If we just get a point guard, we'll actually be in the damn playoffs. I don't even know if a point guard. Like obviously, we've needed a point guard, like a point guard forever, like a consistent one at least that's here for at least a few years. Um, I get jealous though when I see like the Kings, like even the Thunder today. I'm not saying Trey Man's a true point guard, but you have Trey Man who's capable of running the point. I know he's been in and out of the G League, but he's shown some promise. Obviously, you need to see consistency, but Giddey's capable of running the point. Trey Man, you have Shea who's capable. You look at the Kings before they traded Halliburton, they have freaking Davion Mitchell who's starting to burst onto the scene. Halliburton, Fox, while we're over here, we don't have one. Like quickly, everyone was on that hype trade. He was getting like I liked Quickly last year. At one point, I wanted him to start, but those Lillard comparisons, give me a break. Like that dude's not what people like hype him up to be. Like he's gonna be a nice 6 man, but he is not close to a point guard. He's not. He's a nice energy guy. I appreciate like his confidence out there on the floor. He made some nice passes to Obi. He plays hard, but he's not a point guard. Last year we were successful because of Mike Woodson. It's super obvious now. The players were connected to him more than Tibbs when he left the locker room. Actually, when he went south, we still went on that huge winning streak. So that's actually not true. But obviously, having Mike Woodson in the locker room is big because he's an offensive coach. He's the opposite of Tibbs, so you have a different mind in there. And Tibbs probably takes him more serious than a Greer and Bryant because he's been a head coach and he's been successful. If we fire Tibbs, I'm having Johnny Bryant take over because we need a young guy. I know we saw how that unfolded with Fizdale, but we need to build towards the future. We need to get the right guy in here that can develop. We have to bring the right coach in here that can develop young guys and build a longevity winner that would actually play a Reddish after you trade a first round pick for the damn guy. Like, such a joke. New York is a disgrace. They don't execute and don't run plays. Yeah, we are a joke. Kenny Atkinson was a player friendly coach. I wanted Kenny Atkinson. I did. I know he wasn't perfect, but he would have been the right guy to like play the young guys. Nets players loved him. That's why I think he's a great fit for the Knicks team. Yep. And he also coached for the Knicks. Like he had a great relationship with Jeremy Lin. Um, he always worked with the young guys. I've always liked Kenny Atkinson. He's not a guy I think you're going to win a championship with, but if you want to see young guys play well and develop, he's the guy. We are lucky we aren't on a 7-game slide because Curry and Clay missed shots. But what did that game even do? Like even if we lost that game, like what's that win even mean? Like you see where we are now. We beat the Warriors, then we lose to the Trailblazers, then we lose to the freaking Thunder. Again, no disrespect to those teams, but it's the most Knicks thing ever. And last year, I thought that thing was gonna go away. Of me saying, "Oh, it's just here we go. It's a freaking Knicks." Like I thought that was gonna go away. Like the jokes of, "Oh, it's such a Knicks thing." Like I thought it was gonna be time for those jokes to rest, and we're just like, we're a good team. But no, the offense is not consistently ran by one person. We need a point guard soon, or we are done. Well, we're done for the season. I've accepted that. We got 7 different guys who can create offense trying to run around in circles. So bad. Brooklyn may play inspired and put up a show on Wednesday. We play Brooklyn Wednesday? Great. Well, Karam, he's a combo guard. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays like ever like some one. He's like a combo guard to me. We do need to fire Tibbs. Like if there's rotations and Giddy's not in the game, I do think Trey Man's capable of running the one. Obviously, he doesn't have the passing ability of a Giddy, but he's a combo guard to me. I just want us to have someone fight. Someone from Brooklyn start a war since we suck. I don't know who we're gonna hire. I think it's gonna be Johnny Bryant. If we do hire a guy, I think it is gonna be Johnny Bryant because I feel like Johnny Bryant wasn't a Tibbs hire. Like Andy Greer was a Tibbs hire. Like Johnny Bryant was a Leon Rose guy. I feel like Leon Rose has the plan. I'm not saying he's perfect. He's made mistakes like signing Fournier. Like a lot of his moves haven't worked out this offseason at all. The Kemba one I can't really hate on him for because we knew that was either going to be a pretty good move or he's just not going to be the same player. But I feel like Leon Rose does have a long-term plan. That's why he brought in a Johnny Bryant to learn from a Tibbs the good things, like some good things. Because I don't think it's going to be Kenny Payne. I think Kenny Payne's going to end up taking a college job at some point. Also, OKC didn't have Shea and Dort. Yeah, and Dort. And OKC showed more poise. Yeah, that's a joke also. So we have these veterans that weren't poised down the stretch. Well, you have young guys like Giddy and Man that were like they seem like freaking veterans down the stretch. Giddy turned the ball over, he was like, it's nothing. Yeah, Randle was pushing the pace. His team was pushing the pace, like playing motivated basketball, and what do you know? We go away from it. Last year, we wouldn't have had the success we had last year if it wasn't for D Rose. Because when we were like, what were we? We were right at 500 or a few games under 500 when we got Rose. Rose was huge for us because Rose was our closer. Like, you can't tell me maybe we would have made the play-in or we still would have made the playoffs maybe. But Rose was our closer. Even Randle last year, he wasn't a big-time closer. He still missed like several potential like game winners. D Rose was huge. I'm not gonna say D Rose is washed. He hasn't played basketball in forever. He's with the Sixers now, right? I believe he's with the Sixers. I don't know much about like what he does over there in Philly. Um, so I honestly don't know. Up and coming assist. I don't follow like really what he does over there in Philly and how much input and how much say he has with Doc Rivers. But I'll do some research on that and I'll get back to you. D Grails says definitely unpacking. How you doing, D Grails? Definitely unpacking my Knicks beach towel. Can't be seen with that on vacation. Yeah, Reggie, because you just know we're bad. I'm on the same boat with you, man. Um, like obviously I want to win games, but then there's also the part of you that's like, you just accept we're bad. Like we're not going to win games. Like what's the play-in do? I don't want to be in the freaking play-in. Like with like most of this roster is not going to be here next season or in a few years. Yeah, and there was one point in this game we were actually taking good care of the basketball and we're playing as a team. This team just folds. It's so ridiculous. And we shot. I don't know what we finished up shooting from three, but we did not shoot well from downtown. It's just crazy. A young team hit more timely shots than us. Tibbs trying to use Fournier like he's Duncan Robinson. I promise you ain't Duncan Robinson, Tibbs. Hey, at least he's moving. At least he was moving without the ball. I can't be mad at Fournier tonight. His defense is bad, but we just know that. If we lose the Nets with 1 point, just the next thing. Um, embracing what's going on. We surveyed 100 people. He says embracing the tank. Great day because the Blazers won and they are ahead of us in the lottery. Wait, are you a Blazers fan or a Knicks fan? Embracing the tank. Great day. See, I'm not all about the tank, but we do need young talent bad. But if we're gonna draft young talent, Tibbs needs to get the hell out of here. Because as long as we have Tibbs here, we're just gonna trade down and not draft a guy. Like, if we didn't have Tibbs last year, we probably wouldn't have done all that trading. Like Leon Rose obviously had an input in that, but you also have to think about Tibbs. Leon Rose is probably like, if I take this guy, he's probably not going to play. So what's the point of giving him this contract of drafting this dude like 19th overall? Tibbs sucks. His rotations are terrible. Randle's jump passes drive me crazy. Right there with you, same story, and just Tibbs just managing his timeouts was awful as well. But how do we allow the Thunder like Baisley played? Baisley had that huge bucket, drove on Mitchell Robinson. By the way, there was no help. The Thunder had no timeouts as well. They just brought it up like the full length of the court and were just able to get that bucket. To be honest, I wouldn't run either if I had to play 45 out of 53 minutes. Either I'd die. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's just so sad that we can't talk about Mitchell Robinson playing well tonight because the Knicks just had a terrible loss. Because there's so much more to talk about than that. Like Grimes, I know he didn't shoot it well in overtime, but he was a huge reason we're in this game. Like I'm a huge fan of Grimes. Like I hope this guy's here for a long time. I'm not saying he's gonna be some future star like some other Knicks fans are, but I could see him being like a Spurs version of Danny Green. Just plays very hard defensively, can knock down shots from the outside, can rebound the ball very well. He's very active on the glass. And I've just been asking for that as a Knicks fan in the draft because I know we can't develop shit. So I'm like, just get the safe guy. Get a Mikal Bridges. Get the Devin Vassell. Like Sadiq Bey from MH wanted. Like, just get that glue guy at least. Because those guys just don't bust. They don't. That's awesome, Karam. That's good progress. Drew says, I'll say, even though Grimes, a.k.a. Super Duper Kyle, went cold in overtime, he played extremely well tonight. I like him start. Yeah, I like him too. He's not going to be starting, though, when RJ comes back. And let's say this. Reddish, he barely played tonight. Could you imagine when RJ comes back? Reddish is going straight, like, going right back to his DNPs. And I wonder if Kemba was joking with Reddish when Reddish, like, exited the game. Like, when he was out there for, like, 2 minutes. And Kemba was like laughing with him, like saying "good job." I don't know if he's being sarcastic or what, because if I'm Reddish, I don't care. I want out of that situation this offseason. I want to be out of there. Like if I'm Reddish, he came here thinking he was going to get a good amount of minutes. He's been getting less than he has been in Atlanta. I miss RJ too. He was playing great basketball, and it sucks because his rhythm's going to be thrown off. I wonder how much painkillers have been injected in Mitchell Robinson's knees this year and ankles and everything. Dude, I love Danny Green when he was with the Spurs. Even Toronto, he had a huge game 3, I remember, against the Warriors in the finals. Like, he's still a solid player, just like when he misses certain shots, they're just way off. I know everyone's talking about Ty Washington, but I don't know if we're going to be in the position to get him. Yeah, I was not happy with the Obi pick. I remember you hated drafting Obi, but now every Knicks fan's on his side when it comes to his development. Well, it's hard not to be on his side with the way Obi could like not be a future star at all. He could have low potential, but you don't draft someone 8th overall and just barely give him any freaking like it just makes no sense. He just sets these guys up to fail. He just does. So I feel like you could be like not an Obi fan at all, but you can't just be like he sucks because he barely freaking plays. Like you don't even know what he is. That's the problem. We took this dude 8th overall and we don't even know what he is. I like Obi. Still not the biggest of fan. Still would have liked like Devin Vassell there. Um, Leon had to force his hand, but didn't, and now we're suffering seeing or Halliburton, obviously. That would have been nice. I'll never forget though the reports that came out because I don't know if you guys saw my video on Halliburton. The thumbnail was just like solid, even though he's been way more than solid. Um, we didn't draft him because he didn't have that burst or like athleticism. But that's the problem with the Knicks. They don't look at who gives a shit about his burst, his athleticism. Is he a good ass basketball player? Is he a good basketball player? Is he smart? That's what I care about. I remember those reports. Leon had to force Tips' hand, but then and now we suffer and seeing the same losses. Yup. Luca. Drew says, I know people keep singing the praises for McBride to play, but I think now it might be the time to give him minor minutes because Quickly might just need to take a breather for a couple games. Yeah, Quickly made some nice passes to be nice to him, but jeez, I can't even say he's in a slump. He's been bad this whole season. Like, yeah, he had that nice like 14 game stretch or whatever it was, but he's never been the most efficient player. He's a spark plug. He is, and no, Cam was out there tonight. Like for how many minutes? Not a lot. He had like 2 points. What do you have? Like one shot attempt? This is bad, yo. This is very, very bad. Yeah, you did play Cam. I appreciate you guys being here. I really, really do appreciate it. I just want RJ back, honestly. Yeah, Quickly plays very out of control. He's an erratic player. Yeah, fire tips. For me, the game ended when Grimes hit the layup. Everything else. Wait, for me, the game ended when Grimes hit the layup. Everything else didn't happen. Oh, yeah. Then the freaking Thunder scored, yeah. Such a Knicks thing. That was awful basketball, buzzer beater. That's what that was. It's trash. Garbage. Dumpster juice. Oh my gosh. At home, too. At freaking home. I feel bad for people that went to that game. Are you kidding me? Like, it was a good game, but we freaking lost. Where are we in the standings now? Just awful. So bad. I want to make a video tomorrow, like a somewhat optimistic video about one of our players, but I don't even know. Might be the way Grimes has been playing. I'll always be a Knicks fan, depressed Knicks fan. It's tough though. But props to you for staying positive. I love being a Knicks fan. Props to you. Oh my gosh, yeah. We got swept by them last season, I'm pretty sure. Like that one game, I think Randle's playing out of his mind. I'm pretty sure. Or actually, Randle might have been struggling. You know that one game Chris Paul was hitting those ridiculous shots at the end of the game, and he just freaking just took a knife and just stabbed it right through my heart. Well, Indiana's not good. They're a rebuilding team. Knicks need another star. We need a star. We don't have any stars. What star do we have on this team? Obviously, we hope for RJ to be a star, but he's not a star yet. Randall's not a star. We have no star. Yeah, that's when RJ had a career high 31 at the time. Damn, RJ had such a great game against the Lakers, but damn, I wish he had 40. I wish he was able to get those four more points in overtime. Freaking Randall, man. Like, he just chokes. They played hard. I'm not discrediting your Thunder at all, Karam. I'm not. You guys were the better team. You're outcoached, and the players play better than ours. Your players play better than ours. Um, hey, I'd rather take that than be the freaking 8th seed in the play-in or be in the play-in. This team's either just be good or just trash. I just don't want to be in between. What's that do for us? When Mitchell leaves this offseason for more money, we know he will. What's their plan B for center position? If we still have Tibbs Noel? No, I don't know. Honestly don't. I want to bring Mitch back, but I don't know how much money um he's gonna command. But there's still so many concerns with him. We just suck, but Thunder suck too. Like Mitch has been very, very good lately, but obviously the injury's still a concern. And how is he up against battling the top centers in the league? Then you could also take a look at Mitch would be a better fit somewhere else because I feel like Mitch is a good center for a team. Well, I would say he's a decent center already, but if you put him on a team that has like a bunch of stars or just has a bunch of shooting outside, like on the perimeter consistently. Because the Knicks are that type of team. We need versatile talent at the center position, like someone that can space the floor, in my opinion. Like he's a solid center, but he's not the right fit here, if that makes sense. We saw. I can't even say like, oh, we lost the Trailblazers, damn it. We lost the Thunder, damn it, because we suck too. We suck too. Oh, we played way better last season, man. Burks has been an ass this year. Drew says apparently didn't James Dolan come out and say that the Knicks fans came and patiently waited enough to do a rebuild. Maybe if we didn't suck for 2 decades under your tenure, we would actually be patient. I don't remember that. He has said a lot of shit though. Not surprised. I don't think anyone can answer that question. If you're being real as a Knicks fan, I don't think anyone can answer that question. No idea. I know Draymond's a huge piece of that team. Like he's the heart and soul of that team. Clay was not the best in that game, kind of. Like he got his, but he wasn't the most efficient. Curry's kind of been in the slump from being on the arc. Like he got his, but he also was inefficient from the field. Randle was going up against a rookie. Maybe that had something to do with it. Kuminga's nice, but he still has ways to learn. I don't think I've always been like a huge optimist. Like I was pretty excited like in the offseason that we're gonna improve. But I don't think I'm like a huge optimistic person like other Knicks content creators. I think a lot of people on this channel know that. I'm a very nitpicky person. Cue up the urinating tree tankable music for every Knicks game going forward. The way our schedule's looking, why not? Alfred Payne defense is what made us special last year, but we wanted to score more. I don't know. I'm gonna do some draft research, but I don't know when to make the draft videos because I don't want to like just make them all during the freaking season, obviously. But it's time to do some draft research because this team ain't going nowhere. Alfred Payne defense is what made us special last year, but we wanted to score more. Fire Tibbs hire Kenny Atkinson. I'm okay with that. What's going on, Michael? Tank is on. Fire Tibbs, bring back Mike Woodson. Mike Woodson, he's happy winning over in Indiana right now. I'm happy for him. I was so hyped for the season before it started with the Kemba and Fournier signing. Kemba, I was excited because he's from New York, but obviously we knew that there was a certain floor to that because of his knee. Just not being the same player. But I didn't know he was going to drop off this much. I didn't say anything about Peyton. If I could describe this season in a meme, Mr. Incredible becoming uncanny. Ty Washington, Dyson Daniels, or pipe dream, Jaden Ivey. Yeah, Jaden Ivey's a pipe dream. What's he gonna be, like top 5 probably? I don't like the Knicks. I'm not even joking. The Knicks should take a point guard. Well, we're not gonna have our other first rounder. The Knicks should take a point guard with every single pick in this draft. I do not care until we get it right. Freaking draft a point guard with every single pick. I'm joking, but I'm not at the same time. Yeah, at least decent. He's been bad. Uh, I don't think we're the Lakers 2.0. They got superstars over there. We don't have stars. Nothing like the Lakers. We're both bad, but we're nothing like the Lakers. We're big market teams. That's about it. Uh, yeah, we're just like really recapping the season because like this game, what much is there to talk about this game? Because it's like the same shit. The same shit, y'all. Yeah, we could have had Halliburton. We could have had a lot of players, man. Could have drafted Mikal Bridges, Miles Bridges. Like, you could have freaking just picked, like, you could have made the selection drunk in the 2018 NBA draft and picked a better player than Kevin Knox. You could have reached for Lonnie Walker. He's better than Knox. Tibbs has to go. Imagine Tibbs out coaching. Tibbs coaching OKC with all those young guys. His 2 hairs would fall out. My gosh. Probably bring Horford back to that team. He got out coached by Mark over there. Yeah, he was a good ass quarterback in high school. McBride, we saw like one game of his. Like, I like McBride. He plays very hard on defense. I think he's an okay offensive player, but we won't know until we see more of him. Like, everyone's saying McBride's a savior, but this is the thing with Tibbs. We don't know what McBride is because he barely plays. How the hell are we supposed to know if he's decent or not? I might try to get Jalen Brunson. I wonder if he's going to be available because they traded for like Dinwiddie. So what are the hell? That's such a weird fit over there. I feel bad for Luka. Got Bertans over there who's been awful shooting the ball on that pretty big contract. I guess they were like, it was such a concern of Porzingis' injuries that we're just going to trade one huge contract for 2 pretty big contracts and they'll be easier to move. But you have Dinwiddie, Brunson, Luke. That's such a weird fit. I don't like that at all. If I'm a Mavericks fan, I'm like, what the hell's happening? I'm right there with you, Luka. He did the same shit in Minnesota. The same exact shit. Like, what's going on right now? Well, Randle was our savior for 1 year. He's had more bad years than good years with the Knicks. LeBron never plays. Like, had to drop 50 a game just for them. Yeah, and he had 47 the other night and they lost against the Clippers. But this is the problem. Tibbs thinks he knows what he's doing. He thinks he does. He's so stubborn. He doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. He's not holding himself accountable. Like when he put RJ back out there when it like didn't matter the game was over, he could have at least said, "My bad, that was a mistake on my part." He just thinks he does everything right. For someone that's married to the game, he doesn't know how to make any proper adjustments, the most fundamental adjustments. But he's married to the game. I don't know what the hell he looks at. It's a little too far. We survey. I am mentally drained, dude. I am. I think we all are. But when will we get a point guard? Like, I love your optimistic point of view. Like, when we get a point guard, we'll be good. But when are we gonna get that? When are we gonna draft the right guy? We need these young guys to play more. Come on, Tibbs. These young guys ain't playing until Tibbs is gone. Dude, Tibbs would get arrested. What Tibbs would do to those college kids would just he'll be in jail right now. I hope so, Gotham. You know what? When I make my draft videos, I'm only doing point guards. I'm only gonna make videos on point guards, even if they're projected in the freaking second round or with the last pick in the draft. I'm not gonna say he doesn't know anything, but he's just stuck in his own ways. Yeah, fresh. I don't think it'll be this season. Obviously, I hope, but he's gonna be fired at some point. Did he? I didn't see it. I didn't watch the interviews yet. At least he held himself accountable for the stupid challenge. He should be holding freaking Fournier accountable for that shit. Are you talking about the one that Fournier clearly fouled? Was it Giddy? I saw. I don't know if it's true. The last time we beat the Nuggets at the Pepsi Center. Wait, are they still the Pepsi Center? I don't even remember. Like we had Carmelo Anthony. It's been a long, long time. Or like we never won in Denver with Carmelo. Like it was something weird. It's been a while. I think there should be equal amount of blame, but obviously Tibbs is the one, or you could say Tibbs because Tibbs is the one running the ship. He's supposed to be putting Randle in the position to be successful, and he's supposed to be the one holding him accountable. So you could say Tibbs, but Randle deserves blame as well. Yeah, they've both been bad. We always get destroyed by the Nuggets. The Nuggets freaking own us. They do. We just match up terribly against them, and we just it's bad. This the comment right here. Tom Thibodeau's the Urban Meyer of the NBA. This season at least. No, he heard RJ. Let's put that scandal shit on. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Leon better have the balls to fire Tibbs this offseason. Can we finally just build this thing right? Hold on to Grimes. Hold on to RJ. Obi. I don't think Quickly's untouchable like some people think. We'll see what happens with Mitch. Just, at some point, obviously you need veterans on your team, but get those core guys first. But that starts with knowing how to draft. But I expect that. I know the Nets have been playing bad, but we got swept by the Nets last season and we haven't beaten them this season. Oh man, oh man. I know. Quickly has no IQ, yo. He's a better passer than Trier, but I'm starting to see it now. We about to verse the Nets, but I think of course we're gonna get killed. I don't even care that they're playing bad. Everyone overrated. Quickly last year he's okay, but nothing special. He just breaks ankles well. That's why people think he's great. I don't even think he breaks ankles. Like he has those highlight moments, but he doesn't really create separation. Like he's lost without Derrick Rose. I think that's one of the main things. He's not a point guard. Like he seems like a great dude, very humble, but he hasn't played well. No star is gonna want to come here. Like no one wants to hear it, but we're not getting anyone through free agency. We don't have anything to package for a star. This is why Tibbs needs to go. If we can't attract guys through free agency, if we can't trade for stars, we need someone that could develop young talent. We need someone that could draft, or we need to be able to draft and develop and play these guys. It's not happening with Tibbs here. If we ever want to be a championship contender, we got to do it that way because we're not winning a championship the other way, sadly. I know it's a star-driven league, but we need to draft those stars. I don't know. Narrow. Yo, we really appreciate that, Davion. He says, I'm a Grizzlies fan, but praying y'all get a top 7 pick. Much love, man. Much love. We should have your guy. We should have John Morant. But you guys freaking jumped ahead of us. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty salty. I love RJ. But freaking John Morant, oh my gosh. Dude, I'm happy for you. Because I don't really think there's toxic Grizzlies fans out there. Twitter's crazy, but I love the way your team's constructed. That's how the Knicks should build their team. Like the Cavaliers, too. One free agency. Why the hell would he want to come here? Uh, we played Redis like we barely played him tonight. And when RJ comes back, he's gonna go back to DNPs. It's everything, but the coach is a part of the problem for sure. Yeah, that's why cap space in a way is overrated and and all that shit because these guys are gonna end up signing max extensions or max contracts. Are gonna re-sign you can't be set up for free agency. Like in 5 years from now, oh, we're gonna be set up when freaking LeBron's a free agent. Like probably gonna re-sign with some team. Like at that point, yes, sir, JP. Who's the most elite athlete we have? Probably Obi or Mitch. I don't think at the top of my head. I miss D Rose too. I think so. But actually hold the guys accountable. Don't do what Fizdale did. All right, I'm gonna read a few more comments and I'm gonna head out. Well, I don't regret any of those because we weren't in the position to draft those guys. John went 1 pick ahead of us, and Curry. Obviously, Curry's freaking the best shooter of all time. He changed the game. Obviously, or I don't regret it because obviously we weren't in the position to draft them. But who am I more upset about? Curry. But knowing the Knicks, we probably would have given up on him after those ankle injuries at the beginning of his career. Knowing us, it's gonna continue to happen though. D. Ross, just like he takes those last second shots before the half's over. Like Tosh should not even be playing. Like Tosh plays hard as shit. I appreciate it, but he should be on the coach, like coaching bench. Like he should be with the coaches. I want Randle gone right now. But yeah, I want Randle gone. I do. Dude, I think Porzingis, I'm not saying he was the perfect player and he was gonna be our next Ewing or anything like that. I understand he had stretches, he would get tired, he would get fatigued, he even said that in interviews, he would get injured, his elbow, ankle injuries, just everything like that. But Porzingis has one of the most sad careers because I don't think people really appreciated Porzingis. Like he was surrounded by crap, first off. Like we did not build a good situation around him at all. I know he got hurt, but it's just so sad. He does not move the same at all. Like this dude would cut. This dude would be able to put the ball on the floor. He would move so different for someone that was 7'3". He moved like a beast. He was just truly special. Now you can't utilize him like he was able to be utilized in the past. That's why he should have had a post game. Like he should have added a post game. And if he added a post game, he wouldn't have relied on his athleticism as much. Oh, I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's arrogant, but I feel like you kind. I'm not saying Porzingis is like a star level talent anymore, or he's a star talent, but he's not a star anymore. I feel like you kind of have to be arrogant. Like I feel like the best players ever are dicks. Like Michael Jordan's a freaking dick. Like LeBron James, I don't care what anyone says. He's a dick. He's arrogant. Like I feel like the best players are assholes. Wilt Chamberlain was an asshole. Bill Russell was an asshole. I feel like you have to have that cockiness. Kobe was an asshole. I'm not saying Porzingis is that type of player, um, but I do feel bad for Porzingis with the injury. Like you can't control that he's 7'3". You're just built different. That's just weird. Again, I'm not saying Porzingis was a perfect player, but he was way better in New York than he was in Dallas. Like I love that we have humble players on this team, but we also need assholes. Like we need guys like assholes on the court. I'm not saying like assholes off the court. That we need like RJ. I like him. He seems like a good dude, but you see the cockiness from RJ. Like he's not afraid of shit. That's what I love about RJ. Like we can't have these guys that are mentally weak on the court down the stretch. We need mentally tough. I don't give a fuck players. Like we crapped on Trae Young in the playoffs. But what did we see from Trae Young in the Philly series, like in the New York series? Like he does not give a fuck. That's why he hits such big shots. Like you have to have short term memory. Randle does not have that. And I'm not saying RJ is going to be a Trae Young level player, anything like that. But he has that I don't give a fuck mentality. Like Anthony Edwards, he has that. Like people say he's cocky. I want a fucking cocky player. Curry's cocky. Burks or Grimes should have taken the last shot. We can't create any type of offense. Who knows? I don't think it was a terrible shot by Randle, but I just knew it wasn't going in. Yeah, we have no leader. The coach isn't the leader. Randle's not a leader. RJ's our leader, but I feel like he's not like vocal enough like on the court. But he says the right things in interviews. Yeah, we'll see. Depressed Knicks fan. But thank you guys. Like, I just want to say, guys, though, I really do appreciate you guys like showing love to this channel. I really, really do appreciate it. Um, like I'm doing what's best for me. Like my one job because I'm getting busy with school and I want to put out content for you guys. Like as of right now, I'm literally quitting my job I have right now, and I'm gonna get like a better job in the summertime so I could have more videos out for you guys like in the regular season, so I don't miss like games on the weekends anymore. Obviously, and I don't like that job right now. I'm working, so just thank you guys for being great supporters. I really, really do appreciate it. This channel would not be possible without you guys. So thank you all. Um, yo, Memphis is the blueprint. Bing Bong Knicks, what's going on, man? A leader does put winning first. Me too, man. I'm heading out soon because I've been live for nearly an hour, but you could always rewatch this. Yeah, we'll have to trade them in the off season. Because I hate my hours as well, working like 1 to 9. Like, because I have school all week, and then I'm like, oh damn, it's the weekend. I'm excited, but then I'm like, oh shit, I've work, and I'm just working the whole time. Like, I want to get a early morning to like afternoon type of schedule. You know what I mean? So I could come home and make videos for you guys and not miss the Knicks games. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Are you new? Poor. Usually I do recap videos, but I haven't done like a live stream in a while, so I wanted to hang out with you guys. Should the Knicks get Colin Sexton? No. Call me crazy, but the Cavs would not be having the success like the Knicks. I mean, not the, I suck at speaking English. The Cavs success they have going on right now, I don't think it would be happening if Sexton was still there. Oh, I really appreciate that, Boar. Yeah, I've made a shit ton of videos. Yeah, no right now. Yeah, I'm like quitting my job right now to focus on YouTube and school for you guys, and getting a summer job because I'm still going to college. So you'll see even more videos. I have like 2 more weeks of work because I'm gonna put in a 2 week notice because I don't like my hours. I don't like my job. Yeah, he plays extremely hard, but I know he hasn't been surrounded by a lot. But I don't think of him as a winning player. Bing Bong is stupid. I don't. I'm sorry, the Bing Bong who's in here. I don't like that name. Well, Nikhil Alexander Walker is on the Jazz. He just got traded to the Jazz. No, Sexton, like he's not afraid of anything at all. But yeah, I don't feel like he's the point guard we need. Like he's definitely not a. I'm not like obviously there's no such thing as like a true point guard anymore. Point guards are way different nowadays. But he's definitely not the guy we need. Like he's talented, but in my opinion, like if the Kings trading, like Fox is still a nice player. I'm higher on Halliburton than Fox. That's just me though. Like the Cavs, if they traded Garland instead of Sexton, that would be like the Kings trading Halliburton instead of Fox. Like a lot of people are shitting on Halliburton. Oh, he's not winning over there. See what Sabonis is doing. Talk to me in a few years when the Pacers are better than the Kings. Pacers are rebuilding right now. Sabonis is a nice player, but Halliburton's going to be one of the best point guards in the league in a few years. You got a nice player, but they weren't in the position to trade for Sabonis. They weren't a Sabonis away from like competing. What they trade for Sabonis for? To compete in the play-in? You had a guy who was on his rookie contract, second year in the league. Made no sense. Sabonis isn't bad. He's a good player, but it made no sense. He don't need no Haslam to win. What happened in the finals then? He was there. Remember that? Haslam, Nick Collison. Shout out to Nick Collison. He wasn't on the court leader, but he definitely brought positive vibes and just clearly did something last year. Pinson, like even Jason Kidd said in an interview, Pinson is our MVP because he's always cheering. He's always there for his teammates. Like chemistry is a huge thing. Do I play video games? I play 2K, I play Madden, I play Sims, GTA. Well, actually, I don't play Madden anymore. I play 2K though. I like Rebuild. Kings fan. They haven't made the playoffs since 2006, and they've never won a championship. Yeah, they've never won a championship. They haven't been. The last time, think about this, guys. Did I say championship? Like, did I say the last time they went to the championship? The last time they went to the playoffs. I'm sorry if I said championship. The last time they went to the playoffs, I was 2 years old. I was 2 years old, yo. Randle's not better than Sabonis. You know why? Sabonis has had more good years in the league than Randle's had good years in the league. And the Kings weren't taking a guy that's been a terrible leader, this dude. This year he's been like a cancer in the locker room. Or at least like interacting with coaches. Like Sabonis' value is a lot higher this year. And his contract's bigger, I believe. Yeah, same, man. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna head out. I really, really do appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys are absolutely amazing. I was live for like an hour and 5 minutes. You guys are amazing. This team fucking sucks. Oh my gosh. Stay safe. Get some sleep. Just don't even think about this Knicks team. Shout out to Buzzer Beater. Shout out to Poor House. Who's? I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I really appreciate being here. Welcome to the channel. Peace out, y'all. Stay safe. Knicks suck. We suck again. Waterboy. Just so sad. I'll answer one more question. Have you ever been to an NBA game? Yeah, I've been to a few. I went to Madison Square Garden. Saw the Knicks play the Heat. Damian Dotson at 30. Went to a Knicks versus Sixers game. Porzingis choked down the stretch. He had an air ball. Went to another Knicks versus Sixers game. We won. Went to a Sixers versus Magic game. I live in South Jersey. That's why I've been to so many Sixers games. Went to a Hawks versus Bulls game with my dad, and I was like 8. I remember we went because we're rooting for the Bulls because it was like the Knicks. If the Bulls won, it would have helped the Knicks go to the playoffs. Something like that. We ended up being the 9th seed. Yeah, I've been to a good amount of games. They're fun. They're fun. Randle has played well, but he hasn't been closing down the stretch, or he hasn't been playing good down the stretch. We're not winning. I just care about us winning. But obviously, he's been playing better lately. He couldn't have been worse. But I feel you, Poor. Stay safe, man. Smash the like button. Click that subscribe button for more. Peace out, y'all. Stay safe. Love you guys.